There you go.
Yeah.
Good job.
It's just not
Close
you
meeting
two.
to order, please rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Town clerk's report, approval of minutes and approval of bills.
So they have approval of the April town clerk's report. And the acceptance of the April 20th, 2023 town board minutes.
Make a motion to accept them.
Second.
Well, as soon as I find it, I mean, you referred to the property as the Hoffman property. It's not the Hoffman Road property,
Okay,
the Hoffman's don't own it.
Yeah, we got that.
Right, that was the only thing I'd say.
okay, perfect. A second?
Second.
Second. Oh,
All in favor?
Aye.
And then I have approval of bills, general bills number 20056 through 20087. Highway bills 20088 through 20101. And water bills 320 and 3202.
I move we accept those bills. We just agree to pay those bills.
All in favor? Aye. Warren's not here yet, so I will read a statement. Thank you, everyone who has come out tonight for our May town board meeting. Memorial Day is around the corner. Please come out for the annual parade. If you see a service member, past or present, please say thank you for your service. It is a day of remembering. Town board had a workshop meeting on Tuesday night to discuss a draft RFP that was created as a starting point to investigate replacing our current town hall and relocating it to the center of town at 8 and 12 North Main Street. This was the first of many meetings that are going to take place. It is very early in the process and cost, building look, structure type has not been decided yet. There's been talk about how we are going to pay for this project already started in town. However, there are many options out there and no decisions have been made yet or determined. As I said before, we are only through our first meeting. The second meeting will take place July 10th at 7 p.m. at the Community Center for public information and comments. Warren's still not here. Let's jump into public comment. Anybody?
Carrie Hannon, Hammertown Road, but I wanted to ask something on behalf of the library. I just wanted to make sure that the approval of a new board member was on the agenda.
It's on the agenda.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Let's jump into department reports then. Highway.
I sent in a report stating that we've got the Spissing is the only road we haven't TL yet, which is basically setting up, so I'm the older one still installed that. Poplar's done, Fairview's done. Bethel Cross and Bethel Place is done. What else was there on that list of things that we got done? We started mowing. We've also dealt with some beaver issues. Got that kind of squared away for now. That's about it.
Thank you, Carl.
Is there any update on the CHIPS funds? Do you have any
Oh,
specific
yeah, we
information?
got the information on the tip. We're all set to go. It's good.
Okay.
Building inspector.
My report for April, I had 9 building permits, bringing the total up for the year for 27. Still no new homes for the year. 7 certificate of occupancies, 4 municipal searches done, and 29 site inspections. Currently working on 6 lawn maintenance issues. That started that time of year. I've had 2 already respond and take care of it. Also a little update on 41 Hoffman Road. I spoke to the neighbor who's been in touch with the wife. His words to me were that things are moving along a little bit on her end. So he's put an offering on the property and they're supposed to talk again in about a month. So it sounds at least like there's something in a positive direction And also currently working on 3 property maintenance issues around town.
Water engineer,
The monthly operator report was submitted to the Department of Health. The average daily flow had dropped slightly. We were able to find a service water, leak. It was on private property, so the homeowner had to pay for that, and not the, Pine Plains Water Improvement Area. However, the flows are still a little, elevated, and we still continue to feel that we have a leak down on Beach Road on the 2-inch main, or the 2.5-inch galvanized line. I was able to get a hold of rural water. They had come down the first time, located the first leak for us. They were not able to locate the second one. They're gonna be coming down again next week, and we're gonna do a second try at it. So we'll stay at it till we find it. 3 water meter heads were replaced, 1 meter was rebuilt. There were 12 utility markouts performed over the last month. Chlorination pumps were both cleaned. Fittings were cleaned, lines were cleaned, they were put back into the service. And just today, we received our 6-month supply of liquid chlorine for the water system. I also attended a webinar, received 8 hours of continuing education. And I've submitted a memo to the town board for consideration regarding the water line on Beach Road. So I know in the past, one of the main goals of the water department, and I believe the town board, has been replacing the existing main on Route 82 South Main Street. And that was to provide additional fire flows and replace an old 4-inch main along that area. This is now the second, and it will be the 3rd repair that will have to be made on Beach Road in the last 2 years. Beach Road is one of the last locations that contain a 2.5-inch galvanized line within the water system. That extends roughly from Cabrillo through an open field, or along the edge of an open field, and then down on Beach Road. It consists of approximately 1,230 linear feet. The last time we had repaired the leak on that area, the galvanized pipe was actually in pretty poor shape, and actually a lot of corrosion on the interior, which also restricts the available flow through that pipe also. And I know in speaking to Mr. Bernardis that handles the plumbing for the beach house, as far as turning that system on and off during the winter, this past spring, he had an issue with low flow and low volumes at certain times, which affects the flushometers and the fixtures. So that being said, based on the age and the condition of that pipe, and the importance as well, because keep in mind, although there are only roughly 6 connections on that portion of line, it actually does serve the ball fields. It's again, not only the concession stand that's there, but also I know it's used during the winter as far as the ice rink to fill that up. In addition to the fire company providing water, but it also serves the beach house as far as the water supply and the Lions Club as well. So it is an important section as far as that's concerned. Within the memorandum, I provided the costs as well. Cost came in higher than I initially anticipated. I was looking at, when I first looked at this, I was using some older numbers. I reached out to a few vendors as far as ductile iron, because I do recognize that once COVID hit, ductile iron prices and all types of steel and pipe work had gone through the roof. And unfortunately, the costs have increased significantly. The anticipated construction costs would be $265,000, with a total project cost that includes contingencies, acquisition of an easement through private property, and soft costs. The total project budget would be $340,000. I mentioned that there's an easement that's required. If everyone had received the memo, there's a photo on that was attached to it. So again, the existing mains that's 8 inches stops at the intersection of Lake and Cabrillo. It goes through private property, so that's owned by Mr. Murphy and Lyndon Chase, I believe, and then extends along the roadway along the beach before terminating. So again, it's that section of pipe that we are proposing to replace. We would provide for hydrants and obviously reconnect the connections into that as well. But we will need to obtain an easement through that property. So from a funding standpoint, a little while back, I had provided updated numbers as well as, CPL, but I had taken a look at the possibilities of breaking up some projects into smaller segments, identifying the potential use of the town's ARPA funds towards the project. At the time, I was utilizing $200,000. I believe it's slightly over. I think there may be 225,
Yeah,
that's
somewhere around
available
there.
or something in that neighborhood. But keep in mind, we also have, the Pine Plains Water Improvement Area does have capital account funds that are available for improvements as well. And, there's, and I believe there's roughly $400,000 available in that capital fund. So therefore, what I would recommend is the town board consider utilizing a combination of the ARPA funds, perhaps using, again, depending upon how the board, whether it has other projects, whether you use all of that ARPA funding, and the remainder coming out of the capital, the Pine Plains Capital Improvement Fund.
We have a time restriction on how long we have until we use the ARPA funds.
Yeah, it was. Go ahead.
So recollection, and correct me if I'm wrong, Warren, my understanding is that ARPA funds have to be allocated by 2024 and have to be completely used by 2026.
I think that's correct. That's what mine is, I thought. So, you know, false.
I'd be in favor of starting to use the ARPA funds just to get it done. Yeah, we don't have to decide tonight, do we?
What's that? Sorry.
We don't have to decide tonight, right? Do you want it or?
No, we don't, but I would at least, if it's okay with the
Sure.
board,
What's the lead time with the contractor?
yeah, so what I was gonna say, so even from the time you say go, we would have to still go through design process, obtain Department of Health approval, since it's a modification to the distribution system, and then going out to bid, so just, and obtain the easement. as well. So by the time you do all that, you're probably looking at a 6-month timeframe.
We do we have an easement, a current easement for what's there now?
No, there's current easement.
That's back when they just laid the line.
Oh,
My apologies, so keep in mind, because at the time, the water system was privately owned,
yes, that's right, of
it
course.
wasn't town,
Right.
so that's how far back,
But no easement went in.
there was never an easement.
It might be an easement by prescription,
Yeah, I
but
was
you don't
gonna
want,
say,
you don't want to litigate that.
Yeah.
Or you
Interesting.
Start off
Okay.
negotiating.
Right. What's, so what, if nothing else, again, I would like the board to consider it. If nothing else, if I could at least obtain approval from the board to approach the property owner, the fact of starting that discussion of obtaining an easement, because at some point, whether it's now or at some point in the future, we will need to replace that water line. And we will.
How quick can we get the contractor? And that was what I was leaning.
Oh, I'm
towards.
sorry, as far as the contractors up, well, again, it is, we would have to publicly bid it.
Yep.
I don't feel comfortable identifying as an emergency, I don't think
Yep.
we've reached that as of yet.
Yep.
But if everything goes well, and we can go ahead and deal with the issues associated with the approvals and the permitting, that would put us in a good time of year to actually put it out to bid, which would be during the winter months. So the contractor can start first thing in the spring. That would be my goal, and that would be the time frame. The actual construction probably would take maybe less than a month, because it's not that long of a length. It's the approval process with the health department, fortunately, and
Basically, we have to start with the design. Yeah, and so. CPL's track record hasn't been really good about getting us the design to get out to. To a bit, I mean, we're still waiting, aren't we, on over here, the culvert.
on the culvert.
Yeah.
Yeah, the supervisor had mentioned that to me, and I had actually reached out to CPL, mentioning that they needed to provide the town board with an update.
We at least have to know why we're not seeing anything.
Okay.
But, you know, and I'm hesitant to suggest that we have them do this until we find out why we're having problems with the other. But anyhow,
I will make the motion though to allow Ray to reach out to the property owner about obtaining. the
I'll
easement
second that.
funds.
I,
All in favor?
Aye.
And you report back to us.
Yeah, and then obviously I'll coordinate with Warren as far as the meetings and so forth. Yeah, that's my second point.
Ray, did you have anything else?
I know that was it as far as.
Warren, we're just gonna finish up the departments, then I'll come back to you. Sure. All right. Recreation,
I believe all board members received the personnel recommendations from our beach directors and there should also be a breakdown of the costs and days we plan to deal with. Attached to that, if you folks would approve that, as my plan of working.
that's all you have?
Yep.
All right, we have that under new business, so we'll do it with the rest of the approvals. You guys have anything for Michael? I did not see a report from,
I saw one.
was there one from Rich?
With dog report, I thought I
Yeah,
saw one.
there was one.
Yep, right there. Okay. Everybody received that report?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Police department.
First and foremost, I am seeking the board's approval to rehire Gary Hoisred. Gary brings 20+ years of full-time law enforcement experience and is a certified field training officer, which we're in dire need of right now, as our candidate is graduating the academy tomorrow, and we have until July 6th to conclude 160 hours of field training. Gary has showed interest to come back and help out with the field training, and we have money in the budget to handle a 7th man.
And that's what he's mainly gonna be doing is the field training with the new officer.
Tuesday.
It's gonna start off by mainly doing the field training with the new
Yeah,
officer and then
that's
going in.
first and foremost.
I'll make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We had 15 hours of court, 135 hours of patrol, 3 hours of discovery, 33 of admin, 7 investigation, 22 school, 44 of training, 13.5 of vehicle other. We had 13 complaints, 19 vehicle and traffic warnings, 33 UTTs issued, 1 DWI arrest, 1 other arrest. And we had 30 scheduled shifts and 32 were covered. That's it.
Don, will Gary be doing any patrol or strictly admin?
Gary will, no, he'll do the field training. He probably will start off, 1 patrol a week.
Warren?
I don't have anything in the open session, but I do need to talk to you about 2 tax certiorari cases and contractual issue.
New business, we got to, some approvals here, I'll just go through them. We need approval for, Matt Finley to, be on the bar committee for the 2023.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We need approval of the ROAs for the retirement system.
I'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need approval for the beach staff and their hourly rates for 2023.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I need approval for Michaela Lamont as assistant director for the camp.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Need approval for Sandra Koch, to be appointed to the library trustee.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The court is looking to hire an alternate, justice clerk. They're looking to hire Mary Boyles at, $20 an hour. 4 hours a week approximately.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, up for discussion, I was approached by the Parks Committee, they're requesting, $2,000 to, maintain the park at the center of the town.
Like, maintain it how?
open it up, maintain it for the year, not mow it, but take care of the shrubs, take care of the trees, mulch.
Is this for full year maintenance or just one time?
No, it's for the full year. he told me.
It's for the full year and it includes opening that fountain and closing that fountain.
And that's
and
not
mulch.
included in it. The mulch and stuff, that's,
The mulch and stuff is,
yes.
do we have it in the tree line, right?
I don't think there's that much in the tree line, but we have it, yeah.
I'll make the motion. It's in the
Second.
middle of town, we have to, we have to make it look.
We did make a commitment to the garden club also. To pay them, what, $600 for
For the
the
library.
in the library. That, I know. I'm not sure, but that's for them to maintain the library for, or to hire somebody through themselves to maintain the library. So that's another, how that all plays out.
All in favor?
Aye.
I was also approached by Willow Roots. They would like to team up with the town. To have a weekly flea market at the 8 and 12 North Main. Properties when the properties aren't being used. Thoughts?
Weekly,
Yes. Like on one day on the weekend. So it'll be a weekly event. Teaming up with the town would be.
it'll be in Berlin.
I'm in agreement with it. I'll make that motion.
I'd rather see it monthly though, just like I think a weekly thing
And
is.
it's a madhouse down on 82 on
Mhm.
Saturdays. Saturday mornings, I mean, it really is a traffic issue. And we did go through a major traffic issue. When they had their distribution up on across the street
Yep.
from where they're talking about. But also putting all the churches, thrift shops out of business.
See if they're okay with I would rather see monthly instead of a weekly.
I agree with that. I think it
And-
started as a,
Are they cleaning up
Try it as a
after, or
monthly.
they have any kind of things that they plan on leaving
No.
up?
And is it
No,
residents?
nothing's been like-
So, at the
If
end-
residents with household stuff come to sell it, or is it crafters coming to sell
I
their
can't-
goods?
I
Cause
can't
that's
give you that.
a difference in my opinion though as well, cause then it becomes like an
Yeah.
open market.
yeah,
And if they're selling goods, if we have like the flower cart and
Right.
the hot dog stand buying peddler permits,
Correct. You are correct.
I think that, you know what I mean, like.
I'm
If
just,
they're coming just like crafters come to sell their things at a week. That we gotta be fair.
yeah, and the idea of teaming up with the town needs a little more fleshing out. I don't understand how that actually would work. No,
Was this a flea market or is it a farmer's market?
The flea market,
market.
yard sale, kinda
Yes,
is what you said,
correct.
but like, there's a difference, like when the crafters come in compared to like just normal homeowners, like a tag sale that way.
And is there an organization that would
It's
be?
the Willow Roots, which is our, food, they're,
Yeah.
non-profit.
Yeah, I mean, they do need to have an agreement with the town and they have
yeah,
to,
a lot more.
Maybe
I
we
think we
have
need
them
a
do workshop,
presentation.
Like maybe the workshop needed.
we need a presentation.
have to
I
clean
agree.
up and they have to.
Yeah.
Workshop meeting. That works. Next month, what is that gonna be? Contracting? That'd be the Thursday's 15th, so it'd be the 12th. 12th?
does anybody else have anything under new business?
No, just to reiterate though about the town hall style meeting, July 10th, where people will be able to pick up hard copies here and submit, or before the meeting and submit. Yeah.
Right, were you able to?
Yeah, what time was that?
No, were you able to pick?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I did change that. My apologies. I will get it first thing in the morning.
Okay, perfect.
But I did make the changes to the doc.
Okay.
Thank you.
And just to be clear, Was it just the first 2 pages or did you want
Page 2 through 5.
through 5? Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I thought, because that
Yep.
goes into the heating system.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
I just wanted to confirm that I didn't misunderstand. So,
Yep.
yeah, I will get that over on person.
Okay, perfect.
And what time is that on?
The
10th?
7.
Town hall to get input from me.
Does the town board want me to put anything together as far as like a PowerPoint that shows the parcel, just in case anybody needs to?
If you would, that'd be helpful, yeah.
That
We
way
can put
it's
that
gonna
up.
go up onto the screen and
Yep.
people can see them. Okay.
Yep. That'd be great.
Thanks, right?
Old business. All right, can I get a motion to go in executive session for,
Litigation.
Well, good. Can I say one thing about new business real quick? Sorry, can we go back to that?
Yep.
And I think I need your help. Ranked choice voting. In Dutchess County, how does that work? Would you look into that? I would like to, in the next few years, get ranked choice voting to be an option here in Pine Plains.
What kind of vote?
It's ranked choice voting. You select, you number the candidates in order, and like, it's not just the first ballot that,
Yeah,
like, it
yeah.
goes back into it. So New York City does it, but it's like a gray area, I guess, in Dutchess County. And I don't know like how it would work for the towns. I don't know like if our whole county legislative district would have to change like to it, like if we would have to get Mile and Stanfordville, you know, to do the one. But it's something that I think we need the attorney's help on.
Yes.
And it's a good thing for, you know, a small town. It
Sure.
gets more people
Do
involved.
you know of any other municipalities that do it that way?
Well, New York City does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not nowhere around here. That is, so.
Sure, I can try to look into it and see what,
I can send you the information that I have,
send
but
it to me to remind me to
Yeah.
do it.
are you guys okay with that? Right? Let's get this
Do you
out.
think it's gonna attract a lot of candidates, more candidates than we currently have?
Well, it should, and
I
you
mean,
know,
that's the ideally.
and it also makes
could-
like the people who
but
say
it's-
my vote doesn't count, that's why I don't vote, like it makes their votes count because. Takes away slanderous campaigns because you don't wanna be somebody's 1 and somebody's 6, but like if you're, you know, the 2 and the 3. You know,
No,
like you,
yeah, I'm familiar with it. I just don't know, in a small town where we
Yeah, I
don't have that easy a time getting candidates as it is, whether, but if it might attract more, which would be good. I don't know. It's worth looking at.
The total vote at the school.
I was in there at 10:30
500.
and I was
500
81.
Was it that high?
Yeah, I was 444.
Okay. Whereas, I mean, like the best vote we've had here in town is like 900 votes, right?
Yeah.
So I'll make your motion to go into executive session about personnel.
Litigation.
Second.
litigation.
All in favor?
Aye.
Are we coming back for any action or not?
Are we coming back for any action?
Something that you would have to vote on for the.
I'm not either.
All right, so I move us back into regular
Second it.
session
I,
and I move to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye. Yeah, Madeline, we try to get you out when we
See,
can.
you guys are so sweet. Thank you.